What's going on, guys? King Leo here, back with another adventure. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get all the evolutions in Pokemon Go. Alright, so as you guys know, this past weekend was EV Community Day Classic. And there are a couple of players who were new to the game or weren't around the last time that EV had a calm day. Nonetheless, there are a few ways to evolve EV to get each one of the evolutions in Pokemon Go. I'm going to have on my screen a infographic made by Leaked Up, going over all the evolutions and how to get each one of them. There is a name trick for all of them, but you can only use the name trick once, so I would recommend holding off on that, because I think after you hit level, I'm not sure what level it is. There's a level up requirement when you're trying to get to level 50. It requires you to evolve all of the evolutions at least once. So I would hold off on using the name trick until you get to that point in your stage of leveling up. But if you don't care about the leveling up and you just want to get the EVs and all the evolutions, I'll go over each one of them individually. But the first three Cantonian evolutions are going to be Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. Those are all completely random. Like, there's no real guaranteed way outside of the name trick to get those, so you just kind of have to do the evolutions and hope you get lucky to get each one of them. So make sure you guys are aware of that. For all the other ones, there is some sort of requirement. I'll kind of go over each one of them individually. Like I said, on this infographic, it kind of goes over each one of them. So a couple of them do require me to walk around, and it looks like there may be a storm coming in relatively soon. So I'm going to try to walk around, and I'll go over everything as I'm walking around. Alright, so the first evolution that I'm going to do is going to be Glaceon. Now, Glaceon, there's two ways to evolve it, like I said. There's a name trick, and the name trick for Glaceon is Rhea. I believe that's R-E-A. If you name your EV Rhea, you'll be able to evolve it directly into Glaceon, but like I said, that is a one-time thing. Once you do it one time, use the name trick, you won't be able to use it again. The other way is that you have to be standing next to or within range of a glacial lure. That is the only other way, other than the name trick, to name or to evolve into Glaceon. So what I'm going to do, have the glacial lure up. I will just go into, I have a bunch of them tagged vlog. So I'll go into the vlog, I'll pick a random one, and as you can see, since I'm within range of the glacial lure, it has a little check mark next to it, and you can see the silhouette of Glaceon. So since I don't have a shiny Glaceon, it's actually going to be a dex entry for me for this one. So yeah, that's how you get Glaceon in Pokemon Go. Like I said, you can do name trick, which is Rhea, or you can stand next to a glacial lure, and you'll have the ability to evolve it into Glaceon. And there we go. Glaceon in the Dex. This is a Dex entry for me. Like I said, I think I need to do another Dex entry for the other one as well. But yeah, there we are. Glaceon in Pokemon Go. It's that simple. There's no crazy requirement for this one. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. And that one is just as simple. All right, so the second evolution that I'm going to do for the EVs is going to be Leafeon. And in order to get Leafeon, there's two ways you can do it. You can do the name trick, which is going to be, I want to say it's pronounced Linnea, which is L-I-N-N-E-A. And like I said, use that one time, guaranteed to get you a Leafeon, or you need to be at or near a Mossy Lure. So I'm going to go ahead and pop down the Mossy Lure, and I'm going to go back into, plus is super loud. I'm going to go back into my vlog section, and I'm going to pick this one. And as you can see, I have the silhouette, and it shows Leafeon in the silhouette. So we're going to go ahead and hit the Evolve button, and we're going to go get our Pokedex entry, not Pokedex, our Shiny Dex entry Leafeon done and dusted. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I just never did these. I'm not sure why. This one doesn't look that different. I mean, it looks a little darker as far as the tan is concerned. But I mean, all in all, it's still a good shiny in my opinion. All the evolutions are pretty solid. And this one, the IV's under the trash. But yeah, there we go. We have Leafeon. This is probably, I think, my daughter's favorite. So I'm going to do a couple of these. That way I can trade her some shiny Leafeons. Because I think she played Calm Day, but she only got like 3 shinies. So I'm going to give her a couple of mine. I have like 50 of these, so I don't have any reason to keep any of them. So I'm going to go ahead and give these to her. Yeah, now let's move on to our next evolution. All right, so our next evolution is going to be Umbreon. That one takes a bit of work. For Umbreon, you have to make Eevee your buddy, walk 10 kilometers with Eevee as your buddy, and then evolve it at night. I do have an Eevee as my buddy right now, and I've walked 1.13 kilometers, and it's technically night in the game, so let's see if I'm able to get that evolution down. Let's see. It should. No, I'm still too close to the mossy lure. So let's walk away from that mossy lure, because I forgot, if I'm in range of that mossy lure, it's going to show that it's a Leafeon and not an actual Umbreon. So let's get a little distance away, but I got to make sure I'm not near the glacial lure at all either. That was a mistake on my part. But yeah, these things happen. This is all in real time, so I'll get away from that. But yeah, so you have to walk Eevee as your buddy 10 kilometers and then evolve it at night. Now, since we did just have Eevee Calm Day Classic, we do have some of the event perks that are still active. And instead of needing this full 10 kilometer requirement until, I want to say, July 12th, which is this Saturday, the requirement is going to be reduced. The requirement for all of them are actually reduced, so you don't necessarily need to walk the 10 kilometers. Until the 12th, you only need to walk 1 kilometer Eevee as your buddy, and you should be able to get that evolution done. So I'm going to go ahead. I feel like I'm far enough away from that. It's still daytime. Crap. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and do this evolution. Since it's still daytime, we're going to go ahead and do Espeon instead of Umbreon. But the requirement is the exact same. You need to walk 10 kilometers and then evolve Eevee during the daytime with Eevee as your buddy. I don't know how I didn't time that correctly, but anywho, so Umbreon, we're going to go ahead and get that, not Umbreon, Espeon, we're going to go ahead and get that done. Yeah, like I said, until the 12th of this week, you have reduced requirements for this. Like I said, instead of it being 10 kilometers, you just need to walk at 1 kilometer as your buddy and evolve it during the daytime. And there we go, shiny Espeon in the Pokedex. It's already a dex entry, so I don't really need to know. And yeah, I didn't really need to say that it was a dex entry because it's already in the dex. But yeah, we got that. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually try and walk Eevee as my buddy for 1 kilometer and then get the whole Umbreon evolution done. All right, so I walked 1 kilometer with my buddy, and it is officially nighttime in the game. I guess it switched over to nighttime after 8 o'clock. But if you look and see, why is it showing? This is so stupid. Why is it showing? It was literally just showing Umbreon. I'm not sure why it's showing Espeon still. That's weird. But there is a way to fix this. If it is daytime and you need it to switch to night, what you need to do is you need to take Necrozma and fuse it. I already have the Dust Mane Necrozma and the Dawn Wings. If you want it to be nighttime and it's day, you're going to need to use Dawn Wings Necrozma's Adventure Effect, which is Moonbeam Geist. When you use Moonbeam Geist, it emits a sinister ray for 10 minutes, attracts Pokemon found at night, and allows nighttime evolution during the day. And then the vice versa, if it is nighttime and you want it to be day, you would need to use Dust Mane Necrozma's Adventure Effect, and it'll have the exact opposite. So we're going to go ahead and use this just for 10 minutes just to get that going. And you'll see once I use the Adventure Effect, it's going to turn it into nighttime during the game, and I can evolve it to either Espeon or Umbreon because technically it's still daytime in the game. So we're going to go ahead and get this evolution done. And like I said, with Umbreon, you need to walk it as your buddy for 10 kilometers and evolve it at night. And there we are, shiny Umbreon. And I already have this one, so this isn't going to be a shiny Dex entry. But yeah, there we go. And the IVs on it are okay. But the adventure effects for Necrozma, that'll be Dawn Wings or Dust Mane, will allow you to do this as well. So make sure you guys take advantage of that if you need to evolve into either Umbreon or Espeon. But we're going to go ahead and get into the next few evolutions of Eevee, which the first three are going to be a little difficult because there's no guarantee. But one of the other ones, you can definitely guarantee a way that you're going to get it done. Also, in those last two clips, I forgot to mention the name trick for those two Pokemon. So for Espeon, it is going to be Sakura, which is Sakura. Like I said, with the name tricks, use them one time only, and you'll be able to evolve it for a guaranteed evolution into Espeon. And for Umbreon, the name trick is going to be Tamao, Tamao, and use it one time, guaranteed to get Umbreon. So make sure that if you want to get these evolutions done, and you want to guarantee which evolution you're going to get, make sure you use these name tricks. But like I said, it's a one-time use thing, so make sure you use it wisely and don't waste it. Okay, so for our next evolution, you're going to have to do a little bit of work to get this one. But our next evolution is going to be Sylveon, and normally for the evolution for Sylveon, you have to make Eevee your buddy and earn 70 hearts with Eevee as your buddy in order to evolve it into Sylveon. But like I said, since we're still within that week of the Community Day Classic, all the requirements are going to be reduced until July 12th. So all I have to do is make Eevee my buddy, and then I'm just going to give Eevee a Poffin because the reduced requirements only require me to earn 7 hearts with Eevee as my buddy. So I've earned 8 hearts. I will take another picture just to get that out of the way for that task. I've earned 8 hearts with Eevee as my buddy, or 7 hearts. So if I go to the Eevee and click, that's so weird. Why is it not? What is going on? Is it because I have the adventure effect on that I can't actually do it? I'm not sure what the issue is, but I should be able. There we go. That was so weird. Why is the game being super glitchy? But anywho, I got this 7 hearts with my buddy. So if I just click the evolve button, now I can get my next evolution of Eevee, which is going to be Sylveon. And in my personal opinion, of all the evolutions, Sylveon and Espeon are my 2 favorite because their colors are completely, well, Sylveon isn't completely different, it's just a reverse of the color scheme for a normal Sylveon, but I just enjoy shinies that have a lot of blue in them. Sylveon has a ton of blue, and then Espeon is just a complete contrast to its non-shiny form, which is that super bright green. But yeah, now we have Sylveon in the Dex. Let's see if I can actually type. Nope, it's not coming up. Anywho, so I'm going to restart my game because the game's being super glitchy. But the next couple of evolutions are going to be extremely random. So I'm going to do some evolutions with you guys and see if we get those knocked out fairly simple. Alright, so these next few evolutions are going to be extremely random. I don't know what my luck is going to be, but I'm just going to go in and do some evolutions and hope that I get either Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon. Fairly simple. I did this the other day on actual Com Day, and I got all 3 of them in succession and didn't have to waste a bunch of evolutions. So hopefully we get that done today. First one, Vaporeon, solid one, probably my favorite of the 3 because it's the most drastic color change from the evolutions. Jolteon is just like supposed to be yellow and green, which is okay, and then Flareon just looks like it's, I don't know, it just looks like it's like slightly faded. But we'll go ahead and see if we get one of those. Another Vaporeon, okay. Now, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world because, like I said, I do like Vaporeon of the 3 Cantonian evolutions, so I'll take, a second Vaporeon. Can we get a Flareon or Jolteon? Flareon, there we go. See, like, looking at it, it's just like almost like a whitewashed version of itself. It just all the colors get lighter. It's not super impressive. Okay, now let's see if we can finish the whole clan of evolutions off with a Jolteon right here. And another Vaporeon. Okay. I have a ton of EV shinies, so I'm not mad. We can continue to do this until we get the evolution that we need. Come on, Jolteon. Now, I purposely tagged 10 of these as another Vaporeon. Jeez Louise. I'm not mad. I'm Team Mystic, so I'll take the Vaporeon all day. But I purposely tagged about 10 of these with hopes that I wouldn't need more than 10. But we'll go ahead and just do shiny. And we'll just do this one. Hopefully this one is going to be a Jolteon so we can get this done. But yeah, I wasn't planning on doing more than 10 evolutions or 10 evolutions of Eevee to get these, but I guess I spoke too soon. I totally said I wasn't mad at a bunch of Vaporeons, but that's all I seem to be getting. Alright, maybe 12 times the charm? I don't know. We'll see. And I do apologize for the camera quality. It's super grainy. It is a little dark outside right now. So, bruh. Come on. Okay, maybe lucky number 13? But yeah, it's a little dark out, so the camera quality is slightly decreased because I don't know if you guys know this, but I film all of this on a phone. So as long as I'm outside with natural daylight, it's fine. And I don't have my camera light on me, so okay, 13 times wasn't the charm. But I don't have my camera light on me to give me better lighting, so it is what it is. And come on. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And another Vaporeon. This clip has been going on for like 4 minutes now. And it is just 4 minutes of disappointment. Okay. Let's see if I can get this evolution done. With number, I think this is 15. Finally, jeez Louise, that took way too long. But like I said, it's a difference in color because it goes from yellow to green, but it's not like overly impressive as far as the colors are concerned. But I need to go back and name all of these. Let's see, I did 10. But you know what? I actually don't need to because it is what it is. And I'm getting invited to a raid that I'm not going to do. But if I go and look under the log tag, you guys will see that we got all of the evolutions: Espeon, Umbreon, Sylveon, a ton of Vaporeon, Flareon, Glaceon, Leafeon, and Jolteon. After a couple tries, it wasn't the easiest, but yeah, that is how you get all of the evolutions in Pokemon Go. Like I said, during the week following Community Day for the EVs, we do have a reduced requirement for for evolving all of these. I will have that infographic up on the screen. Throughout the video, I'll have like a smaller insert of each evolution's requirements. But yeah, all of the requirements are reduced, so make sure you take advantage of that. You have until, I want to say 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. July 12th, which is this coming Saturday. So please make sure you take advantage of this so you can get all of your evolutions done. And I almost forgot, the evolution name trick for Sylveon, I don't know how I forgot that one, is going to be Kira. It's K-I-R-A. It is that simple. I will have, like I said, the infographic with all the name tricks on the screen at some point within the video. But yeah, make sure you guys take advantage of using these names and these evolution requirements now that they're reduced until the 12th. But with that being said, this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative and you guys learned even a little bit of information. If you guys learned anything from this video, then I've done my job and I'm happy with that. But if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you guys know when I upload a video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.